MTNB Matinas BioPharma Holdings Incorporated Technical Analysis. General Overview and Trend. MTNB has experienced significant volatility over the past 3 months with dramatic price movements. The stock has seen prices ranging from a low of 0.716 to a high of 3.09. The most recent price from August 15 closed at 2.36, which is near the middle of its recent range but well above its levels from just a month ago. The stock has shown several explosive moves, particularly on August 11 when it jumped from 1.13 to 1.6, and on August 12 when it moved from 1.78 to 1.48. The most dramatic move occurred on August 15 when the stock surged from 1.59 to 2.36 on massive volume. Looking at the trend, the stock appears to be in a strong uptick recently, especially with the powerful move on the last trading day where it closed near the high of the day with extraordinary volume. Price and volume analysis. The price action shows that MTNB has been extremely volatile. On August 15, the stock had a significant bullish move, opening at 1.59 and closing at 2.36, which represents a gain of 48.43% in a single day. The volume on this day was 22,621,090, which is astronomically higher than the average volume, indicating intense buying interest. Looking at volume patterns, we can see that higher volume days often correspond with significant price movements. For example, on June 3, volume was 3,279,388 with a price move from 0.82 to 1.1697, and on June 16, volume was 4,209,119 with a price move from 0.84 to 1.1899. The recent surge in both price and volume on August 15 suggests extremely strong momentum and possibly a fundamental catalyst. Moving averages EMA and SMA. Looking at the moving averages, short-term averages show that the 5-day EMA at 176.48 is above the 5-day SMA at 173, indicating recent upward momentum. Medium-term averages are all below the current price, with the 10-day SMA at 134.56 and the 10-day EMA at 149.03, both significantly below the current price of 236. Longer-term averages like the 50-day SMA at 10135 and the 50-day EMA at 10519 are also well below the current price, which is a bullish signal. The fact that the current price of 236 is above all these moving averages suggests a strong bullish trend. The MRs are generally higher than the corresponding SMAs, which also indicates upward momentum. Technical indicators. Trend indicators show that MACD at 0.227 is well above its signal line at 0.1005, with a positive histogram at 0.1265, indicating strong bullish momentum. ADX at 50.7783 and ADXR at 51.4094 are relatively high, suggesting a strong trend. A rune up at 100.0 and a rune down at 52.0 show a strong uptrend, with a rune oscillator at 85.7143 confirming the bullish trend. Momentum indicators show RSI at 86.6178 is in overbought territory, suggesting very strong momentum but potentially due for a pullback. Williams R at -32.1133 indicates some selling pressure but not extreme. MFI at 99.2569 is in extremely overbought territory, suggesting intense buying pressure. CCI at 290.4101 is extremely high, indicating strong momentum. ROC at 153.7634 shows very strong positive momentum. Volatility indicators show Bollinger Bands with the upper band at 190.13, middle at 112.98, and lower at 0.3582. The current price of 2.36 is well above the upper band, suggesting the stock is extremely overextended. ATR at 0.2587 indicates the average true range is about 10.96% of the current price, showing high volatility. Volume indicators show Chaikin oscillator at 422.100.2491 is positive, indicating accumulation. OBV at 422.78529.0 is positive, suggesting strong buying pressure. Linear regression. While not explicitly provided in the data, we can infer from the price action and technical indicators that the linear regression trend would be sharply upward, especially given the recent price surge and the fact that the stock is trading well above all its moving averages. Next trading day opening prediction. Given the strong close near the high of the day on August 15th with extraordinary volume, it's likely that the next trading day could open higher. The momentum indicators all suggest extremely strong bullish momentum, which could carry over to the next session. However, since the stock is significantly overextended above the upper Bollinger Band and RSI is in extremely overbought territory, there could be some initial profit taking. A reasonable prediction would be an opening around 230 to 245, potentially with some volatility as traders digest the strong move from the previous session. Support and resistance analysis. Based on the data, the immediate resistance would be at the recent high of 236. If the stock breaks above this, the next resistance level isn't clearly defined in the data, but could be around 250 to 275 based on the extension from the Bollinger Band upper level. Support levels show the first support would be around 185, which was the previous day's high. Below that, support could be found at the recent consolidation levels around 160 to 170. Further support is at the 10-day SMA level of 134.56. The current price of 236 is at resistance, suggesting that the stock could face some selling pressure at these levels. However, the strong momentum could carry it higher. Based on the current price's distance from support and resistance, intraday movements could see the stock testing the 236 level initially. If it holds, we could see further upside. If it fails, a pullback towards the 200 to 220 range could occur. Possible high and low values based on ATR 14. The ATR 14 value is 0.2587. This suggests that the average daily range is about 0.2587. The possible high for the next session would be 236 plus 0.2587, which equals 261.87. The possible low for the next session would be 236 minus 0.2587, which equals 210.13. However, given the strong momentum and the fact that the stock closed near the high of the day, these ranges could be exceeded, especially if the strong trend continues. Possible scenarios. In a bullish scenario, if the momentum continues, the stock could break above the 236 resistance and move significantly higher. The overbought indicators could persist in a strong trending environment, and the stock could potentially reach 275 to 300 in the short term. Volume would need to remain strong to support such a move. In a neutral scenario, the stock could consolidate around current levels, with the 236 level acting as both support and resistance. This would allow the overbought indicators to normalize before the next directional move. In a bearish scenario, given the extremely overextended nature of the stock above the upper Bollinger Band and very high RSI, a sharp pullback could occur. If selling pressure emerges, the stock could retrace to the 185 to 200 level, or even back to the 160 support. This would be a healthy correction after the explosive move. Conclusion. MTNB has shown an explosive bullish move recently, closing at 236 on extraordinary volume. The technical indicators overwhelmingly suggest strong upward momentum, but also warn of extremely overbought conditions. The stock is at a critical juncture, facing resistance at current levels. The next session could see significant volatility as the market decides whether to continue the uptrend or to consolidate or pull back. Traders should watch for a sustained move above 236 for further upside, or a failure at this level for a potential pullback. Risk management is crucial given the current overextended nature of the stock and the high volatility.